It's Demo Donna here with Queen & Company, and I am so excited to show you this Winter Wonderland card using the Holiday Foundation die, our embossing folders, and the foundation bundle 14 and 15. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this video. I have taken the giant banner die from Foundation Die 14-15 bundle that is currently available. So if you haven't scooped this bundle up, make sure you check it out. I am going to take my embossing folder, this is the one with the random large dots, and run that through with my embossing sandwich through my die cut machine. Once you've run that through, just remove that from your embossing folder and you have a really cool dot background. I just wanted you to see the difference on cardstock versus vellum. So the cardstock has a very frosted look. The vellum, has a very frosted look where the cardstock is nice and solid. So next I'm going to take an embossing ink. This is a clear embossing ink, and I am going to start at the top and I am going to very softly just work my way down. And actually, I'm going to go a long ways. So I'm going to go 1 and then 2. Just like that. And I applied very little pressure. Next, I'm going to take a coffee filter and lay that right on there. I'm trying to avoid touching this as much as possible since it does have the wet ink on top. So next, I am going to take my white embossing powder and I am just lightly sprinkling that all over my vellum. And then you're just gonna tap off the excess, just like that. Now, if you push too hard in some spots, all you need to do is take your dry paintbrush and you can just simply wipe some of that away before you heat set it. A really easy thing to do so you don't have any of these lines going down. There we go. But it doesn't need to be perfect. If you have some on the background, it's quite all right. Plus, we're going to be covering it up. All right, now go ahead and heat set. I'm going to start at one end and then heat the other end. So when I'm heat setting, I am making sure my heat tool is blowing the heat away from me and away from my fingers. And as you can see, it goes from a powder to a glossy finish. And now I could flip that over and heat the other side. So see the difference right there? Okay, so now I have a fun, it's shiny, it's got different textures. You've got a really cool, transparent, snowy, kind of cloudy look background, which is gonna be really fun on my card. All right, I've got some greenery left over. These are the pine branches from the Holiday Foundation kit. And these are left over from some previous videos, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to create some snow for our Winter Wonderland card. So I'm just basically gonna take my sheer glue and I am applying very, very little. So get a little out and I'm just gonna rub some on my branches. And I'm kind of going from the middle up, like the snow has fallen. Just hitting the tips. Maybe some on this branch as well. And then add my white embossing powder. So you could see there, I've just got a little bit of the sheer glue. It's glossy. And actually, I'm gonna put a little bit more here. And you don't need a lot, just get it, just touch those little tips. This would be great on your snowman, on any of your pine trees. So now I'm going to sprinkle my white embossing powder. There we go. tap that off. I always tap my hand. And now I'm gonna go ahead and heat set it. So I've got a little craft mat here. I'm just gonna set it down on. Apply a little bit of pressure, and there we go. It's a really simple technique and has a really fun snowy outcome. So now I'm gonna do that to my other 2 pine needles and then have those ready for my card. I did wanna show you a really simple way to add some loose glitter to your projects with your Queen & Company sheer glue, your Queen & Company red liner tape, and on your Queen & Company dies. So one really simple way to do that is I've already embossed the tips here of my pine branches. So a really simple way to add a little bit of sparkle is just by heating that up again. So I am reheating that embossing powder just on that top branch there and just dipping it into my loose glitter. So to set that, all I'm gonna do is heat it again. And that melts that glitter right into the embossing powder. So that is a very simple way to add a little sparkle to your snow. Another really easy way to do it is by taking your red liner tape. So I'm going to take my 1/2 inch and I'm going to use it as a border on my card, and I am just going to go ahead and apply that right down on the bottom of my card base here. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to trim off my edges. Since red liner tape is a fabulous adhesive, I always keep my little bits. So don't throw those away. You could stick them onto a craft mat. You can even stick your little pieces right back onto your roll and use it for next time. So if I just need a little piece, I can just grab it right off of the roll when I'm in a rush and it's already pre-cut. So that's a really great way to save your product. Okay, so for a really simple sparkly border, I'm just gonna peel the background off. And now what else you can do while you have your adhesive is you can go ahead and add in different things. So I am gonna take my Frosty Friends, one of the fabulous holiday fusions, and I am gonna dump some of those out, and I am going to grab some of these snowflakes and I'm gonna drop them into my red liner adhesive. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm gonna push these down, just the snowflakes. Try not to touch your red liner tape. The more you add your finger germs, your fingerprints, the oils from your hand to it, the less sticky it's gonna be. So now what I'm gonna do is I am gonna take my loose glitter and I am just gonna sprinkle that right over top. And then I'm gonna take my finger tool and just blend that in to fill out all of the extra adhesive spots. Tap that off. And now I have a great sparkly border with some added snowflakes. A trick with adhering my vellum is I just want to make sure that I am putting my adhesive, whether it's dimensional or your red liner tape, in an area that's going to be covered by another layered paper. Or you're going to want to use a clear adhesive so you can't see it when you add that layer down. I'm going to now go and kind of work my vellum a little bit. I want it to have a very textury background, so I want it to kind of pop up a little bit. Okay, I have added on my beautiful decorative square label, and now I'm going to go ahead and add on my beautiful branches, and I'm going to do that with just a little bit of sheer glue. Once you've glued all of your snowy branches down, just flip it over and trim off those little extra pieces on the end. There we go. And as you can see, I didn't fully adhere down each of my little branches because I wanted them to have a very dimensional look. Okay, now I've gone ahead and cut out 4 of my snowflakes, and we're gonna do a layered snowflake in the center here. And I've gone and cut out these 2 sizes using my glitter foam, and I'm gonna pop this out onto my craft mat here. And I'm saving these fun little dots because I am gonna use those as snowballs in my background. So this snowflake has an extra bonus of more glittery accents. So this is the larger one in your kit, the largest out of foundation die number 9. And I'm gonna go ahead and layer that one down first. So I've got snowflake layer number 1 down. Now we are gonna do snowflake layer number 2, which is going to simply be the white paper. And I'm gonna take my sheer glue again. So I just cut this one out with some white cardstock. And I am gonna just stagger that one right there. Push that down and hold that down for just a minute to make sure that sheer glue is adhering to your glitter foam. And next, we are gonna take another glitter foam ornament. And you can obviously mix and match, change up the different order, the different snowflakes you pick. I picked these guys, really pretty. And I'm gonna layer that down right there. And you can see we've got a really fun layered snowflake happening in our winter wonderland there. And I'm gonna take these really fun snowballs from my from my snowflake there, and sprinkle those around. There we go. And then last, I have a vellum snowflake, the smallest one, and I am just gonna stick a little sheer glue all around the center, drop it on my table, pick it up, and then layer that in. There we go. And then I am gonna take that little star that also came out of the largest one here. So I'm using the snowballs as well as the little star of glitter foam, and I am popping that right in the center. All right, I am going to do one last thing. I really wanted to do a solid white card, of course, then I added the greenery. Now I want to add a little silver. There's just something in me that has to throw some color in there, or a little additional metallic. I don't know what it is. So I am going to take this great wreath, which I know you've seen me use, trim it up a little bit here. So I'm going to start with this guy right here to here. And I am going to just add a couple little sprigs on top of my greenery, because I can't help it. I just needed a little bit more. Okay, so I just added a few to my ends, and there is our Winter Wonderland card with the white glitter foam and a couple touches of the silver glitter foam. I wanted a very wintry feel to this card and give you guys a couple fun tips and techniques on how to create a snowy background using your embossing folders and layering your snowflakes. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye-bye.